Surviving changes a person, but not in the way movies promise. People think survival ends with escape, with leaving the house, the past, the silence. They think once you're free, the story resolves itself. That belief belongs to people who have never had to rebuild themselves from scratch. For him, survival was only the first chapter. Adulthood arrived without ceremony. No elder pulled him aside to explain how to be a man. No inheritance cushioned his mistakes. Life didn't meet him halfway. It waited to see if he would collapse. At first, he mistook independence for healing. He worked hard, too hard sometimes. Less felt dangerous. Depending on anyone felt like a trap. He believed self-sufficiency was the highest virtue because it was the only one that had ever kept him safe. But something strange happened as the years passed. He began to succeed. Not loudly, not in ways that made headlines, just steady progress, bills paid on time. A place that felt like his, mornings without fear, evenings without explaining himself, and yet peace didn't arrive. Because survival teaches you how to endure pain, not how to receive softness. When they showed interest, he waited for withdrawal. He was always prepared to be left, even in rooms where no one was leaving. In how he flinched at sudden kindness, in how compliments made him uncomfortable, in how he kept emotional exits mapped just in case. Then one day, something small happened. He met a child, not his, not related to him, and just a child who reminded him of himself. Quiet, observant, careful not to take up space, the kind of child adults overlook because they cause no trouble. And in that moment, something cracked. He realized he had spent his whole life protecting the 13-year-old version of himself by never becoming vulnerable again. He had survived loss by building walls so high that even joy couldn't climb them. Survival had saved him, but it had also frozen him. Healing, he learned, is a different kind of courage. Healing meant allowing himself to want more than safety. It meant admitting that what happened to him mattered. It meant grieving not just his father, but the childhood that ended without consent. He didn't rush it, he didn't dramatize it. Healing was slow, uneven, sometimes boring. Some days felt like progress. Others felt like regression. That was normal, though no one had ever told him that before. Over time, something shifted. He learned that strength isn't only about standing alone. Sometimes it's about choosing to stay when leaving would be easier. He learned that trust doesn't mean blindness. It means discernment with hope. Most importantly, he learned this. Survival teaches you how not to die. Healing teaches you how to live. He never reclaimed what was taken from him. There was no courtroom reversal, no sudden apology, no fortune returned. Life rarely ties its loose ends that neatly. But he built something quieter and more radical. He became the adult he once needed. Someone who noticed the quiet ones. Someone who didn't confuse absence with worth. Someone who understood that children don't need perfection, they need presence. His story didn't transform into a fairy tale. It became something better. A life built with intention. A heart that learned to open without collapsing. A man who knew exactly where he came from and chose deliberately where he was going. Survival was his beginning. Healing became his inheritance. Let's hear your survival story. What was taken from you that forced you to grow earlier than you should have?